So a lot of you have asked what brought on this book. And so I would just like to kind of come on right now and tell you a little bit about why I wrote this book.
And that is
For
because-
me, this was just an extension of what I already do. I'm in the classroom, I'm seeing how students respond to literature. And then the way that they responded to literature helped me understand what God was working on in their lives. And I just felt like other people needed to know that. So at first it was for teachers, and then it was like, wait a minute, this is just everybody. It's everybody. It's parents of teenagers. It's people who are in youth programs. It's grandparents who have teenagers. It's just people who love God and love literature and think that they can't go together, and realizing that they can go together. And so 16 years of kind of seeing those two things, I finally decided it's time to write the book that God has asked me to do. And my husband kept yelling at me to do it. So that's why I finally did it. So I really hope that people get two major things. The first one is that they can see that God's story is the most important story, that nothing that we tell, nothing that we teach, nothing that we see is not outside what his story has already told us. And then the second thing is I really want people to be like, ooh, I want to read that book. And I've already had two people tell me, oh, I'm going to pick up Frankenstein, which is my all-time favorite book. And so that just made my heart smile. And then I've had 3 men in my life who have told me, I guess I'm going to have to pick up Pride and Prejudice. So I feel like that's a huge win already.
That is.
What's wrong with you? I guess maybe I think more importantly is I think that it's not that you don't love literature. It's that you haven't found a piece that you've connected with or that you have responded to. And I think sometimes that's you just don't give the book enough time, or you haven't found the right genre. So reach out to me, I'll help you.
Nice.
You do not need to read this book front to cover. You can kind of choose. In fact, my son Matthew has gone in there and he's just randomly, he's like, oh, I read The Great Gatsby, I loved that. And then he read that chapter.
Nice.
So you absolutely, if you've read a book that's in there before, and you want to get kind of like your toes wet with it, you can read that because you're familiar with the story, or you can read it front to back, but it's not necessary. And also, you don't have to have read the books in order to, I think, enjoy the book, because I do give a summary of the book in there so that it gets you at least a little familiar with it. Or especially if you've done the thing that most people say is, I think I read that in high school, then you could be like, oh, I did not read that in high school, I just pretended to read it in high school, and then maybe I'll go out and read it. I broke up the book 3 different ways, and then tried to decide which one would be the best. Ultimately, I just went along the lines of what I think is the biblical story, which is creation, and then the fall, and then all of the sin, different areas that we go through, restoration, and then forgiveness. And so that's kind of how I ended up. I did break up the first 3 chapters, specifically ask kind of the same question in 3 different ways so that you can see that we're all in this together. We all struggle with the same things, and literature points that out, and God is ultimately the one that can help us figure out the answers to those things. So you can get my book on Amazon.com. It's awesome. And then leave me a review.
I love it.
Let me know what you think of it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.